Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Sunday Morning Coffee with Lisa. I'm Spiritual Coach Lisa Hopp. It is Sunday, May 29th, 2022. Thank you so much for joining me. If you're new, please be sure to check out my website, lisahopp.com, for all about my work, all about upcoming events. I'm also on Facebook under Lisa M. Hopp, Spiritual Teacher and Medium. Please go there and also follow, find out about what's coming up. I'd appreciate it so much. And if you are on YouTube, please subscribe, and share this podcast. I also have another YouTube channel, actually more than one, but the current one that is up and running is The Guided Journey, which is all about angels, spirit guides, and other inspirational videos will be on there shortly. So please go there if you will, and subscribe and share as well. Again, I would appreciate it so much. Thank you to everyone who listens to me on a weekly basis. I appreciate you. I wish our human language would find more words because I really do appreciate you more than the word appreciation can say. And that is the truth. That's the one thing about me, is that I will always speak the truth as I know it. I will always strive to be genuine. I even tell my clients when I am speaking to them that there is no need to suck up to them when I say something positive, which I always try to do. I just, it's important for us to be ourselves, because there is nobody else like us, is there? But also, it's just good karma. It's just good vibration to be legitimate, to be truthful, to be kind, to come from that positive vibration place. This week, I'm on a little bit late this morning, actually, because this week is another week where it's so very difficult. Is difficult for me to hone in on one topic to speak about, because so much is going on. I want to take a moment to honor those who gave their lives in service, because it is Memorial Day weekend. And I also want to take a moment to send thoughts and prayers to Uvalde, also to Buffalo, here in America, because it's just tragic, it's just sad, it's just senseless, the amount of violence that is going on. In this country, we have had 27 school shootings this year. Yet we should not live in fear. We cannot live in fear. There's just something that can be done about it. There really is. I know there is. It's about choice. It's also, all of this is happening because of a need for healing. If you listen to me every week, I've spoken about this before, but we are going through a time of change and healing as we rise on this planet to a higher vibration, a vibration that goes from the base, more human vibration of 3D energy, emotional energy more, material energy more, and we're rising up to more of that 5-dimensional energy, which is more what I like to call heaven on earth. But that 5-dimensional energy, I actually think we're going to go higher than 5D, to be honest. I would like to mark my words right now and predict that we're going to go higher. But we can't go higher until all is healed. So all this rage has to come out. All these inner beliefs and feelings and perceptions that we've been carrying around, and often some of us been masking. Well, in some way, all of us been masking, has to come out now in order to be healed. And when it's healed, then that higher energy will land. It cannot land. It's like oil and water. It cannot land until the earth is ready for it fully. So that makes these times so difficult and so challenging, because we're all going through it together, because we're all one. We're all one. So what affects one affects us all, even if you... And I know people who try to do this and it's not working. It's not working, but I admire you trying. Some people try to bubble themselves. They're like, nope, that's not what I want to focus on. That is why probably the Johnny Depp Amber Heard trial is such a draw, because people in some way want to be able to escape. People go to a bubble to escape because this world is so hard. But you see, there's a lesson in it. Everything that happens has a lesson and a growth and an opportunity for change, an opportunity for less learning, for growing, for expanding, for compassion, an opportunity for love in it. When you see a community come together and pray together, that's an opportunity taken of love, of healing. And we're all supposed to be a part of that. We're all supposed to join our hands together and do it. But you can do it from where you are. You don't have to physically join a hand. You can send prayers. You can send love. You can send compassion. And what we are also supposed to do, and it can be so very difficult to do, but we are also supposed to send within ourselves love and compassion for those who are evil or do evil acts, who are dealing with mental health issues, because they're screaming for it. They're screaming for it. And that doesn't mean we have to accept what they're doing or let them off the hook, because there should always be consequences for actions. There are actually always consequences for actions. But hate will only bring more hate. And hate is not apathy. Hate brings more hate. So we don't want to send that to anywhere or to anyone. We can feel it, and you should feel it. You don't want to, hide it. You don't want to bury it, because then it harms you. Feel it, but then go about transforming it within yourself. Because the more that you can transform yourself, the faster the earth will transform. So it is worth it. But I know it's hard. I was enraged this week at these senseless deaths. But why I use the word senseless, I know that it's a call. And I'm going to say something perhaps that sounds very controversial. I know there is a higher energy. You can call it source. You can call it God. You can call it just energy if you want. There is enough of us calling for change that energy is going to allow tragedy to happen. It's not going to stop it. It's going to allow tragedy to happen until we take action. So thoughts and prayers. If you're doing it so that a God figure stops something, it's not going to work. However, if you're doing it to send healing and love and compassion and empathy to those that are directly affected, and if you're sending it to the planet, then yes, it can be effective. But it has to be followed up by inspired action. No matter what that means, a call for change can be writing someone, can be signing a petition, It can be whatever small act you want to make. It will make a difference. And we are all on this earth to make a difference. That's what it's all about. Now, for those of you who may be listening that love guns, I would say also there is no need to be in fear. Come from a place also of love and compassion. Want for others what you would want for your own loved one. Safety, security, freedom to live. That's what it's really all about. If you would ask someone what would make you happy, what do you ultimately want, they would say freedom. Whether that be freedom that they feel comes to them through wealth or through health or just to be able to do whatever you want to do with your time. Freedom of time. Freedom of life. Come from that place. Never come from fear. Because fear is ultimately, for the most part, an illusion. And it is not necessary. We are all one, as I said, and we are all impacted by what happens to one of us. It's so very important during these times to come from a place of kindness, understanding, compassion, patience, treating others as you would ultimately want them to treat you. Which leads me over to my topic. I always try to find a segue. It is said by those who are the wealthiest how important, and also the teachers, who you surround yourself with is so very important. What is the bubble around you? Is it supportive? Is it kind? Or does it sap your energy? Is it small or is it larger? We are affected by the five people around us. How are they? Are they what you want? Do they support you and cheer you on when you're trying to rise in your life? Or do they want to hold you down to stay aligned with them? During these times, it's very important to feel security. It's very important to feel trust. It's so very important to be able to be who you are. And hear me out with this. It's very important to only be around people who don't want to change you, while you are changing for yourself. They accept you for who you are. Even if there are things about you that they wish would change, or things about your life that they wish would change, they accept you and they can love you. Acceptance is unconditional. It's the kind of unconditional love that we have, usually for our children, that no matter what they do, we cannot let them go. No matter what. And that is not specific to individual situations. It is a connection that cannot be cut, no matter what, even if it has to be physically distanced from. Always are tied to that person, and always sending them love and devotion. And like the prodigal son or daughter, the door is always open in some way. That is how we are to feel about everyone in our environment. And if you can't, because they are too negative or dangerous or toxic, then something must be done to distance away from them. Even if it has to be the smallest way, it should be done. I also want to say this. Our nature sometimes is to keep our tribe smaller. I would like to challenge you, if you're one of those people who feel that you don't have a lot of friends or close family, I would like to challenge you to expand your bubble, expand your group. But when you expand it, do it using your abilities as a deliberate creator. What type of individual do you most want to be around? And what I mean by that is go outside your comfort zone. Don't just go to someone who lives in the same income level or neighborhood or even has the same hobbies. Maybe expand it out to who you strive to be. Those who are the most successful among us, that's what they say to do. There was one very wise young man I heard recently, and I'm sorry I'm forgetting his name, but he had a little pie diagram. And I believe he said that 33% of those around you should be who you're striving to be, who you're raising yourself up to be. And then others can be who you've always known for years. And your family can be another part of the pie. It wasn't just who. It was more expanded than just having the best 5 people around you, surrounding yourself with. You're allowed to have the others too. Where many times the experts would say to you, oh no, just surround yourself with who you want to be, who represents your ideal life. This wise young man, and I liked it because of this, because you don't want to let go of the 30-year-old friends. You don't want to let go of your family, if they're not, completely aligned with you, and you don't need to. You just have to make a slice of that pie where you're going. Because they will overflow out to you. The confidence, the strength, the ideas, the inspirations. They will see in you, or help you to see in you, what you're forming about what to see in yourself. They have the opportunity to give you opportunities, whether it be about learning something or business opportunities. They raise you up a notch. While, as I said, others are about history or understandings of what you've all been through, and in their own way a support system. But this is about this expansion of your bubble. It's really about expansion of you and your life and your manifestational abilities and your rising up and upgrading your life. Now that may mean if you do that, that's why it's outside your comfort level. Well, it'll be outside your comfort level because when you first start to form this group, you may not altogether feel that you're aligned yet. But it's about creativity, creatively forming the life that you truly want and the opportunities that you truly want. But it will impact, it most likely will impact your current relationships. You may feel a distance from them more, or you may appreciate them more, but it's going to impact them in some way. If I had to assume, I would say it may impact them in a way that you would have to perhaps nurture them a little bit more, because you would be spending energy and time on other people that perhaps you didn't do that before. But you would take that as it comes. It's so important to take life as it comes. Because of the work that I do, which is spiritual work, and for those of you who are new, well, you'll see it on my website. I am a life coach and a hypnotherapist and a healer and a healing teacher. I would like to change healer to healing facilitator. I also am a medium. I'm all about heaven and earth and that connection. I'm all about understanding about energy and the law of attraction. I know all of that is real and is happening every day of our lives, whether we are deliberately using that energy or not. So I'm all about helping people understand it, understanding their own power, understanding how strong their connection can be to heaven. That is my work. So in my personal life, I've always tend to have a smaller bubble, and that was just because I wanted to be around people that understood me, were kind to me, were trustworthy, accepted by them, because I've always been the black sheep. I've always been the odd man out. Less and less nowadays, but it is the story of my life existence that I've really come to understand lately, and it's actually poked to me, tapped to me, kind of been forced upon me, that it's all right to look at that and to branch out. Maybe I should try as well to do what may be uncomfortable for me. And I've been thinking, well, what would that be like? What would that look like? Which is why I just spoke to you about it. I also know about aligning up, and working through, wow, can I do it? Has to be organic in some way, but it also has to go outside my comfort zone with just reaching out. Now, for those of you who feel you have a lot of friends, very social, it's important to look at them as well. Do they all represent what you really want them to represent? Or do you just feel better in a crowd? And why is that? Is it about security of numbers? Making yourself feel good? Or is it a true opportunity for growth, support, expansion? Can you count on each and every one of them? If you can, well done. That's amazing. And I'm not saying that you have to knock down the number. Just see what you can do to surround yourself most of the time with those who are the most supportive and kind and trustworthy and understanding and are accepting of you. And the others can be for entertainment purposes. So why is this so important at this time? Because we're all one, but we're also all human. And we need, at this time, to have that security and this feeling of safety and that feeling that we can get through challenges with support. That we can have an up down and a day down. A down day. That we are taken care of. And no, we should not. This isn't about finding a tribe of hate and negativity and promoting things that are not healthy. That's happening because people want to be in groups where they feel they can be themselves. They can be secure in it, right? But you see, when you feel secure in a group that is harming, even if it's just harming themselves, you will keep getting the same thing over and over again. You keep having things to complain about, things to feel hurt about, things to feel angry about. So it's so important to have your group be positive and kind and grateful for having you in it, and you grateful for having them, and all of that higher positive vibration. That's what's more important now than ever. That is why those that are most hateful, most violent, are the minority. They are the minority. Even though they're louder, a lot of the time, they are the minority. Because who we are as humans, as souls, as beings, energetic beings, we always want to go towards the positive energy. We always want to be able for it to be all right at the end of the day. We always want peace over war, and love over hate, and kindness over angry rhetoric. Always. We'll always say enough is enough is enough. So that is why positive is the majority. Higher consciousness is the majority. So look around you today. Or whenever, today, whenever you hear this. Because some of us are busy with barbecues and things this weekend. Look around you and who are you surrounding yourself with? Is it truly what you want, or is it just in your comfort level? And will you challenge yourself to go beyond that comfort level and give yourself a better life, which will benefit the planet? It will benefit all of us. Thank you so much for joining me on this, well, where I am, a beautiful Sunday. I wish you well. I wish you many blessings. I wish your hurt to heal, your pains to go away. And when I say wish, I mean I'm sending you thoughts and healing and vibrations. It's not a flippant statement. Send it out to all of us, and I'll send it out to you. And again, it will help this earth in its healing. Please be sure to go to my website at lisahop.com. Like, subscribe, and share on YouTube, please. And also check out my channel, The Guided Journey, and subscribe to that. Because that is all about support and assurance as well, through the help of our angels and spirit guides and ascended masters. So very important at this time. Thank you again. Many blessings.